Afternoon, everyone. How are you? How are you? I am Khadija Stewart of Khadijah's Diverse Training Services, and welcome to Lead Your Customer to You. Today, we are going to talk a little bit more in depth about what it is to actually have a customer and lead the customer to you. How do you do that? How do you not search all over the place for customers? As everyone comes in, if you would, please just put your name and the name of your business or the industry that your business is in if you haven't started your business yet. Okay, so we are going to start. Let me share my screen. So the business plan. We spoke about that earlier in the presentation that I did and how important the business plan is actually for any business that's going to grow, right? You must have a business plan or else you will fail. We've talked about that. Anyone who's been in business can tell you that without some sort of plan, you will be in trouble, right? So let's talk a little bit more in depth about you're doing a business plan, but who are you doing a business plan for? Who are you selling to? Okay, let me see, make sure I'm sharing with you guys. Okay, who are you actually selling to? Do we know? Right. A lot of times when I deal with clients, they tell me, oh, I know who my target customer is. I know who I'm selling to. I know who I'm selling to. And then once we start talking, they realize, oh my goodness, I really didn't know who I was selling to. So a target customer can't be this general person that you're hoping is going to buy your product or service. It has to be specific demographics about individuals, right? That's the only way that we know exactly who we are selling to. So today you're in for a treat. After completing this customer evaluation program, you will be ready to complete your first email funnel system that will give you a clear understanding of who your target customer is in writing. So not only will you be able to have evaluated exactly who it is that you are selling to, you'll now have some content to actually talk to them. The content you are going to build from this program can be repeated and applied as each step of your business's marketing plan develops. Make sure you save this information and input it into your business plan. This is pertinent information that you will definitely be needing in your business plan, because we can say all day long that we're selling to people, but who are we selling to? And if we're going to sell to them, what kind of things are we going to say to them? We can't just say, here's my product, buy it, right? We have to have a more in-depth investigation into who we're selling to and how we're going to sell it to them. So any questions so far, please, any questions that you have, put in the chat, as well as I'm asking that if you would put the name of your business, if you have started your business already, and if you haven't started your business, put the type of industry that your business is in, so we can kind of get a feel for what type of businesses that we have out there right now. Okay, let's talk about target customer, right? Who's your target customer? We can say all day long that we have a product that we want to sell to people, but unless we have people that are willing to actually purchase from us, people that are willing to listen to us, people who we can lead to us to actually purchase what it is we are selling, we haven't started yet, right? So let's go back. So before a customer becomes a customer, there's something called a lead. What does that mean? They're a lead customer. There's someone who we're leading to our product or service, someone who's listening. We have their ear, but they haven't quite paid us yet, right? That's someone who is considered a lead customer. The target customer is the person who's listening to us, and we know why they're listening to us, because we've targeted exactly what it is that they need to hear. We know exactly why it is that they're going to buy from us. And you ask me, how do I know this, right? How do I know who this person or who this target customer is? That's what you're going to learn today, how to figure out who that target customer is. Okay, let's get paper and pencil out right now, if we can. Everybody that's on here watching and following along in this workshop, this is a to-do workshop, right? We're going to jump right in and get some things done. So I want you to write down, if you will, a list of everybody who you think is your possible lead customer. Let's just write those down. Maybe 5. Just write 5 names down. 5 different type of people, right? A mother, a worker, a teacher, a librarian, a police officer, a grandparent, whatever it is that the demographics may be of this actual customer of yours, your lead customer, right? So then we're going to ask ourselves, why are we selling to them? What is it that we have to offer them that they would be interested in purchasing? What is it? What are we selling? And that's why I asked you guys, if you have not started your business, what is the industry that you're actually in? So what is it that you're selling? Let's start there, okay? Now let's talk about the demographics of each of these categories of people. What is their age, their race, culture, gender, income level, or even location, right? We really want to kind of know exactly where are they. You know, sometimes depending upon what the product is that you're selling, a cold climate, you would be selling a little differently for a product than you would a climate that's warm, right? Or someplace where it's very rural, right? You don't have a lot of buildings, it's not a traffic, there's not a lot of cars, versus somewhere that's very, 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 very urban. So it makes a difference. The location really makes a difference. So underneath each of those categories, give me about 2 or 3 words that describe a little more in depth about that particular target, right? What was their age possibly? What age range was it? What race were they in? What culture, right? Some people identify with race and culture separately. What gender, male, female, grandpa, grandmom, mom, dad. Income level, are they retired? Are they newly out of college? Are they career people? Are they married? Are they single, right? Then location. Put all of those things there. Let's go on to the next slide. Let's talk about the pain points underneath each of those categories. What are their pain points? What are their needs and their wants? What's going to actually make them spend? So when we talk about pain points, we want to know, if I need an aspirin because I have a headache, what is that pain point? That pain point is a crushing, pounding pain in my head. That pain point is not being able to concentrate and think. That pain point is my head feels like it's going to fall off. That pain point is I'm just really, 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 really tired and I can't think any further. These are all pain points. If anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat so we can talk about it. Okay. Same thing. You know, I had a client once. She said, oh, my target customer is anyone who wants to get their hair done, right? She was a hairdresser. She did hair. And I said, well, wait a minute. Anyone that wants to get their hair done, what type of hair do they have? How old are they? Are you going to be taking customers in the morning or the afternoon or the evenings? Are these people with jobs already? How much are you going to charge? How big is the salon going to be that you're in? So these are all questions that you can ask yourself when you're asking, what are the pain points of your possible customer? Remember, you want to lead the customer to you. So you have to be able to speak in language that the possible lead is speaking in, right? You want to talk to them specifically about what it is that they're hurting. And another good way to do this is to put yourself in their shoes. Have you ever been where they are? The products and services that you're selling, are you your own customer? If you are, it makes it even easier, right? Because now you have all the words, you can describe the pain points, you can give some real life scenarios that are more relatable than it just being something and some words that somebody made up. Because you understand what those pain points are. And understanding what the pain points are for the lead customer, that's the key. That's the key. Why? What is the want? Why are they going to spend the money? iPhones, right? Every time a new iPhone comes out, there's a line around the block. What are the pay points for people who buy iPhones? They like the cell phone, they like the speed, they like the technology, right? They like the Apple product. These are all pain points, and they have to be pain points because there's no way you're going to stand outside of a store waiting to purchase a product if, in fact, it's actually not something you need or want. Right? It's not something you're willing to go the extra mile to spend money on. Okay. Lead Your Customer to You is the training program where we actually take you every step of the way. Every step of the way. Let me get your screen back again. Through evaluating who the customer is. Okay, so we have templates. I would have you fill out your templates and you would plug and play, right? The different parts and the different things about your lead customer. We're going to make a list of them. So you've already made that list now, right? So you should have right now about 3 or 4 different possible target customers. And underneath each of those target customers, you should also have some specific things about that target customer, who they are. And then you should have gone a little bit deeper and a little bit further and explained what are the pain points, right? What are they feeling? Why do they want to purchase what it is that you're selling? So once you have that information, now you're able to evaluate it from a target customer evaluation perspective. Now you're able to build email funnels. You can now talk to the customers. You can talk to your lead customers, right? So now you're going to be speaking to them in language that they understand, you understand, because you're both on the same page. Also, we give you one-on-one group sessions. So now you've completed all of these templates, right? You have all of these wordings, but now you may need to talk to someone about, well, how do I effectively do this? How do I utilize this information? Does this information really make sense? Would you buy it? You know, we all have to have editors and people to look over what we're writing, because if we don't, then we're going to miss some things. And then accountability time tests. What we do with this is we actually give you assignments, and you have to complete them within a certain amount of time. If you're not willing to complete the assignments within a certain amount of time, then you're not willing to go to the next step, right? You're not willing to do what it takes to lead the customer to you, because the one thing that's very, very important in business is consistency. You must be consistent, and you must be consistent with your lead customer, because remember, they're still a lead right now. They're not actually a customer yet. You're still leading them to you. They haven't paid you for the product or service yet. You're still having that conversation, right? You're still trying to open up those doors so that they can tell you some more about what it is that they actually need or want from you. One really good way to find out, and this is part of the market research that you do when you do your business plan, is that you do surveys. And you do surveys asking people specific questions about what it is you're trying to sell. So if you're trying to sell a book, just something as simple as a book, what you want to do is you want to make sure you've described that book in every way possible. And you're going to ask your lead customer, why do you like the book? Why don't you like the book? What would you do differently about the book? Why did you want to even look at the book, right? Ask as many questions as you possibly can. Now, you're going to give them a little something for taking up the time, but now they feel like they've qualified and they've quantified exactly what it is that you've asked them, because you've gotten their opinion. We had this happen with customers of ours, and they did the survey beforehand so that once they did the launch party, they sold out, because every product that they had available to their lead customer to purchase was something that the lead customer had input in building. So you definitely want to make sure that you're talking directly to your lead customer.
Let us help you answer all of those questions. In the Lead Your Customer to You business plan completion and growing business programs, let us help you answer all of those questions.
Okay. So you complete the target customer evaluation for your business plan while you're leading the customers to you. This is a program that you can't beat it.
You complete your target customer evaluation for your business plan while you lead your customers to you.
So we also would deal with the marketing plan, right? In this Lead Your Customer to You program, we're going to also deal with marketing. So we're going to teach you, what is an email funnel? How do you develop an email funnel? Why do you need an email funnel? We talked about CRMs earlier in the presentation that I did earlier, and it's the customer relationship system that you're going to use. How do you talk to them on a regular basis? So some people seem to think that when you're selling to customers, it just means that you put a sale out there or you put a post out there and everybody just buys from you, right? That's all you have to do. That's it, right? Nothing else to do. No. You have to build a relationship. You have to start a conversation with the lead customer. And then you go back and forth. If you're successful in building the relationship and building the conversation, the lead has given you so many different things that you can say back to them that lets them know exactly what the need is. So as you're talking to them, you may want to ask them questions about themselves. Ask them questions about their spending habit. Ask them questions about where they purchase. Why do they purchase certain things, right? Everyone likes to talk about themselves. So as they're talking about themselves, you're gathering information. That's why that survey is just so helpful, because you're gathering so much information from your lead customer, right? You're getting everything that you need from them in order for them to allow you to lead them directly to you. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to offer the 10-part series. Part 1 is ending March 26th. We were doing it, and it's just the target market evaluation. We're going a lot more detail with you about evaluating your specific target customer, right? So then you give me the words, then I give you the information back, and then we bounce it back and forth until you actually know who you're selling to. And I will be honest with you, when I began selling to customers based upon the target customer evaluation, there was no need to sell anymore. It really wasn't. Because what happened there, between me networking, which is something we also teach you in the Lead the Customer to You series, between networking and targeting my customer directly, I really had no need to do much more selling. Because the things that I was saying, the words that I was putting out there were hitting the needs, the pain points of the actual targets that I was looking to sell to. So any questions out there? I'm wondering what are some of the things that everyone has written down as far as their targets and the demographics for who their target is. Okay, so then there's a 10-part series, and it's available for 50% off just because you were at this conference. Okay, there's 9 more parts, and the other parts, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But once you're finished this entire session, right, once we've done all 10 parts, not only will you have your business plan completed, by then you should be definitely making money in your business.
This 10-part program.
Okay, so let's talk about what these parts are. Okay, the first part is the target customer evaluation, which is kind of like what we've done today, some of the work that we've put in to evaluate who you are actually selling to. Then there's a mission statement and branding, which is very, very, very important. A lot of people think that business is about selling something. In actuality, it's about changing lives for people. It's about solving a problem for someone. It's about knowing what someone's need is and offering a solution for that need, right? But all of that's in your brand. So while you're doing this, who you're servicing should all be a part of your brand. And then your marketing plan. How are you going to sell this? How are you going to introduce your product and your service to the world, right? How are you going to offer it to them? What is your pricing going to look like? What makes you different from the other parties in the industry? How are you going to compete with others that are doing exactly what you're doing? That's your marketing plan. And it also evaluates your target customer a lot deeper. Then you have your social media management. So today, you can't do business today without having some type of social media management system involved, right? So we'll help you do that through building that content, through the marketing plan and a mission statement and a target customer evaluation. Then there's the SWOT analysis, which is very, very important. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. You have to evaluate them. If you have not taken the time to evaluate your SWOT, then you definitely will be caught not prepared for some things that may happen. Things happen in business. Nothing is perfect. The wheels don't continually run, right? Unless we get the wheels running. So there are things that you need to be prepared for. And by evaluating your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, you can be prepared for those. Then there's an entire section where we talk about collaborating with competitors. You would think, well, why would I want to collaborate with someone I'm competing with, right? I have found it to be one of the most effective and easiest ways to make money and get more customers. Why? Because if you look at it from the perspective that your competitor is taking one part of the market share, correct? You're taking another part of the market share. But what can the two of you do together? You take a larger part of the market share. And when you begin to build business based upon that, you're covering bases and avenues that other businesses singly can't necessarily tackle with, right? Because you're carrying two avenues as opposed to just one. Then your product and service description and content building. This is very, very important. A lot of people will sell products in the industries, but they're not quite sure exactly what is it that they're selling. They don't know how to describe it, right? They're not sure of the words that they want to use to describe the actual product or service that they have. So we're going to go over that. We're going to talk about the specifics of it. And then your financial management and tax prep. So there's certain financial statements. No, I don't want to skip over financial statements because they're very important. Your cash flow, your profit and loss sheet, your balance sheet. These are all statements and sheets that you must complete to determine whether or not you even have a viable business. That's another thing, right? Business is about money. And if you're not making money, you have not evaluated what your bottom line is going to be in this, then you're going to be in trouble. Because you won't know whether or not you've made money, whether or not you've put too much money out, whether or not you've lost money. And I tell all of my clients that you should have a round figure at the end of each day as to how much money you've made for the day. You should have a round figure in your head as to just about how much money you spent for the day. As a business owner, this is very, very, very important to make sure that you understand that. And in doing so, you're setting up some type of financial management system. And then there's taxes that must be completed every year, something we know we have to do, right? And then the organizational chart and the executive summary. These are two very, very, very important pieces to the puzzle, because that's exactly what they do. They let you outline what is the process from beginning to end, from your customers' beginning to end experience. What is your process of getting them through your organization? Who is it that's going to deal directly with your customers? Who are you outsourcing to? Who can help supplement or can help add to your product or service? These are all things that you need to definitely evaluate and determine as part of your business plan. So lead your customer to you, the way to evaluate your business, complete your business plan, and start growing and making money. Deej's Diverse Training Services.